Everyone wonders which of these two technologies are better. Which one will lead the world in web? The first version of Flash was released in 1997, and its purpose was to do all the things that HTML couldn't do at that time, like playing videos, making games, making rich graphics, and rich web applications. What's the great about Flash is that it gives you great graphics that run very smooth thanks to the ability of using the GPU, which is the graphics card, and rendering all the graphical Flash content. But there is a drawback here, and that is that you need to install plugins to use Flash, and to make it worse, Flash only runs great on great computers. So if you have old or weak computer, the page or the plugin could crash. On the other hand, HTML5 doesn't need any plugin to run in the browser. The browser's engine recognizes HTML5. But still, there are other HTML5 features that still need to be implemented in the web browsers. HTML5 is known to have a weak graphics performance. Well, that was true, because the canvas element, which is responsible for the graphics, didn't use the GPU, so the performance weren't so great. The canvas element is great for making 2D graphics content and 2D games, and they run smooth. But for too complex stuff, it's really bad, because it doesn't use GPU. But as I said, it was true, because it isn't true anymore. HTML5 brings new feature called WebGL. WebGL, it is similar to Canvas. It is a graphics API, and it is used for graphics rendering. But what's so different from the Canvas element and so special is that it has GPU support. Yes, it uses GPU power to render the content, so your games can run very smooth, even the complex one. And not only it renders 2D content, but also 3D content, so you can build 3D games which will run smooth at good frame rate. And for this, you don't have to install any plugin. So now that we saw that HTML5 can handle the same graphical requirements as Flash without the need of any plugin, we will talk about the compatibility. HTML5 is a cross-platform technology. It is implemented in every browser and device you can find, from computers and laptops to smartphones and tablets, and even smart TVs and gaming consoles. HTML5 is so popular and so powerful and easy to use that is available on every possible device out there. On the other hand, Flash is compatible only with computers and laptops and few other devices. The compatibility with smartphones was dropped, so you can't play your favorite Flash game on your smartphone or tablet. Why was dropped? Well, because it had bad performance, and it was less and less popular. People were saying if your mobile browser is running slow, Flash is guilty for that. And another thing, Flash is forbidden on iOS. The founder of Apple, Steve Jobs, said that the reason he didn't include support of Flash on iOS devices, it was because Flash was weak with very bad performance, and that the future of the web is in the HTML5. And in Android, the support for Flash was only available for Android Jelly Bean 4.1 and below, because that was the last version Adobe published for the Android platform. Before ending this lesson, I will tell you the last proof that the HTML5 is the leading technology here, and that is Adobe itself. Adobe is the company that develops and distributes Flash, and Adobe itself admitted that HTML5 is the real deal now, and not Flash. If you remember, in my previous lessons I mentioned it about a technology, a framework to be more accurate, that allows you to build native app using HTML5. Well, that same technology is maintained and developed by Adobe itself. So these guys are approaching to the HTML5 world now. They even made some of their apps that were meant for Flash development to be HTML5 compatible. So you can build HTML5 content with those tools. Maybe I will sound like a Flash hater, but I don't hate Flash. I like Flash. It's just I'm telling the facts. And also let me point that Flash is not dead. He is still here and he is still working great. But people want technology that is accessible immediately and compatible on every device. And that technology is HTML5. This is the end of the tutorial lesson. In the next lesson, we will see what are frameworks actually and how they can make HTML5 development easier and faster.